Ideally, as a so-called evolved species, we would have reached the point by now in our spiritual evolution that would have allowed us to acknowledge and internalize our inherent connectedness, and to carry that union in our hearts collectively as a fundamental principle of existence. Instead, we see ourselves as separate from one another, separated by culture, education, wealth, race, gender, prestige, social mobility, religion, politics, and so on. But there is something else at play here too. Something that not only puts these perceived differences on full display, but also determines a person's quality of life. I'm talking about our economic system, or more precisely, the system's hyperfocus on consumerism and the socioeconomic controls in place that work to keep society mindlessly hooked in. We are fast asleep in this intoxicating dream of earth life, believing we are awake, yet utterly transfixed by the unrelenting reality stream of consumerism and its very narrow band of thinking, being, and doing. Asleep at the wheel spiritually, we have become robotic in a way, insentiently driven forward by an inflexible machine. This ceaseless, exasperating obligation, day in and day out, to trade time and energy for money so that we may live, eat, pay bills, and amass material possessions. And from our successes or failures in this area, we derive our identity and self-worth, completely unaware of who we truly are and why we are really here. Don't get me wrong, I am a keen enthusiast of the digital age. A techno geek at my core, I love technology and believe wholeheartedly in its continued advancement. I also do not take issue with the acquisition of wealth or financial independence as a goal. I think it is perfectly reasonable within the system we have to seek honorable ways to enrich one's life, and to do so unapologetically. The problem, however, apart from the fact that most of us have no clue who we are as spiritual beings or what the purpose of life might be, is that the system itself will not support everyone on the planet being wealthy. Yes, it is absolutely possible for a person with the right idea, mindset, and drive to generate wealth for themselves. People from all walks of life and from all parts of the world have done just that. But if everyone were wealthy, who would work in the fields and the factories that produce our foods and merchandise? Who would work the docks and drive the trucks that haul these goods across the country? Who would work the grocery stores, the convenience stores, the retail stores, the restaurants, the fast food businesses, the hotels? What wealthy person is going to want to drive a waste management truck, or deliver the mail, or help to build and maintain our roads and city infrastructure? How many wealthy people would be willing to risk their lives every single day as a police officer or a school teacher? There are so many thankless jobs, much more than I am able to articulate here, and I would be willing to bet most of them would go unfilled. Society grinds to a halt if everyone on the planet is wealthy. Our economic system only works because the mainstream workforce in cities and regions all across the world are on graded scales of wages and salaries, or market-based pay structures. By design, the vast majority of this workforce will never know wealth. So what is the answer? Is anyone even working the problem? Jacques Fresco comes to mind in the Venus Project. Fresco, an industrial designer, social engineer, and a forerunner in the field of human factors, worked the problem for more than 80 years. His ideas for a resource-based economy are worth a careful read, but I am not convinced that we can solve this problem with our current level of awareness. I believe that a profound shift in human consciousness on the whole is required before we see any real change on how we structure society. And I believe that this shift begins with a clearer understanding of who we are and why we are here. In the words of Robert J. Gilbert, PhD, we are born into a world that does not give you a true definition of who you are, and you have to remember and reclaim who you are. On that note, let us get into it.